Contact us to avail the combo offer of General Studies and Public Administration optional with 20% discount.
So, what do you think? Do they have complementing relationship or contradicting to each other?
Complementing relationships. Complementing.
Sorry.
So what is written after methods?
Experimentation. Experimentation, measurement, observation. See, this first 5 points are more important. First 5 points are more important. But what people write? People will write them as first, second, third. God of a small thing becomes God of big thing. So it is not important. See, micro importance are quantitative. Macro importance are qualitative. So basically, let's say the focus is comprehensive, narrow, method, that's a explain process of organization, explains work process, that we say the building principles main focus, finding one best way of tools and techniques one main focus. He was a specialist, he is a scientist. So because of this specialist, we say Taylor as scientist. And because of generalist, we say Fayol as administrator. So talks about administrative training, you can add 9th point also, but no need to go into that aspect. Right. What training to workers, right. Training to, but again it is addition. So largely it is applicable for industrial organization. It has a wide application for any organization, applicable for any organization. So the same way you can write Taylor and Fayol, simply you change it. Scientific management by Taylor, classical theory by Fayol, and you can write same points. Right. Differences, there are differences. Now the question is that do they have any contradiction? Do they contradict each other? So because of some differences, they contradict each other. One is called multiplicity of command, second is called hire and fire. Taylor thinks that we should have hire and fire principle, and Fayol thinks that no, there should be stability of tenure. This, but still, let's say we will see more not in contradiction term, more in terms of differences. Differences because their focus is different, their experience is different. Now, we'll take how do they complement each other. If you have understood this called differences, we'll take this. So whether it is clear the difference.
Sir, differences and contradictions are same.
No, difference is a more neutral term, but contradiction is a more, let's say that when you oppose each other. Means when there is an opposition, let's say that. So differences, when we talk, it is more neutral. Simply you have to find out how they do not have, let's say how they do not match from each other, and how, let's say that they have some distinguishable factors, how we can distinguish one from another. This, but when we say contradiction, so it means there is a tussle or tension between both. So there are two principles on which there can be tussle. One is hire and fire, and another is called unity of command. Otherwise, there is no contradiction. So how do they complement each other? What you will write when we say that at best Taylor's scientific management and Fayol classical theory can be described as complement to each other.
Sir, hierarchy.
Focus on physical side of
Macro
organization.
and micro level.
focus on soft floor level and other is focusing on managerial processes.
Sir, Taylor improves workers and the other guy improves the organization. Completes everything.
Both want effective supervision.
Effective supervision. But then it will not be complement.
So you improve the workers and you improve
Complement will not be similar to what they have similarity. Complement is not similarity.
Both
Can we
wants to achieve efficiency.
Taylor is both wanted to have efficiency.
then similarity?
Taylor is talking about structure at soft floor level and Fayol is talking about structure at managerial level.
Yes. So that is what, let's say, you have to. That is the key aspect when we talk about complement. So one, you can write entire answer, but if you do not write one thing, that what some people have spoken, so it will not be considered as complement. So let's take that key. We can take this at operational level. Operational level, we can say at shop floor level. And this shop floor level, work process. Plus tools and techniques. This. So, and organizational process, although we'll take both, but this is what we can say, the focus, managerial. Managerial process, organizational process, so their focus has remained more at this level. This classical theory had more focus to this, although when we'll say organizational, so organizational will also include this entire organization, but focus has remained to managerial level when they talk about postcard. And this is the complement. When we say complement, the complement means this, both. So if you write A, you write B, so there is a complement relationship. This is how, let's, A plus B equals to structural side of organization.
So can we say that there are two sides of the coin, sir? Basically.
Yes, if you talk on structural side, so on structural side they are the two sides of the same coin. Right? So if you remember Wilson, so what Wilson was saying, we have to build best what principles and tools, techniques. So principles are provided by classical theory and tools and techniques provided by scientific method. Again they complement. This. If anyone is writing and he does not clearly write this one, so that answer will not have the core, the threshold. Any answer has its own threshold, that whether you are writing the core aspect of the answer or peripheral aspect of the answer. this, even if it is simple. So we will not say that they have contradiction, they are the two sides of the same coin. The coin must be structural side. So on a structural aspect of organization, they are the two sides of the same coin. So is it clear?
Sir, I am not getting what exactly the word complement mean.
When there are two things, so if you combine both, it gives a sense of completeness. Right? That is called complement. Right. When we combine A and B, so that gives the sense of completeness on a structural side. So only A will not give the sense of completeness because it focuses on work process. Only B will also not give sense of completeness because they have focus on managerial side. But an organization has both managerial side and work process, organization process and work process. An organization has basically 4 processes if you take, or let's say 3 processes if you take. So any organization will have 3 processes. One is called organizational process. Second is work process. And third is human process. Then there will be complete explanation of organization or behavioral process. So that is highlighted by HRT and behavioral theory. Now let's say that organizational process is macro level, how to design and build a structure, design and structure organization. So that, but work they have left. Classical theory has left the work done by the organization. It has not focused on the work done by the organization. Defining the work, smallest unit of work, right? Time and motion study. So tools and techniques. Do you find any tools and techniques they are talking? Okay. So standardization, one best way of doing work, so that is talked by Taylor. So when we say that whether it is classical theory is giving complete focus on structural side, so no, it is not giving complete focus. It has given focus on macro level, and Taylor has given focus on micro level. If you combine micro and macro, so then it gives a complete sense of structural side, and hence one complements the other. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So bread and butter, good example given.
The teacher-student relationship.
Yes, so that way also. So this is what, so one brings bread, other brings butter, right? Or one can bring both bread and butter. Anyhow, so this way you should understand, because it is one desirable question which is supposed to be asked, or you should have understanding. At the same time, let's say that we will conclude that Taylor, let's write on that. Scientific management and classical theory, or Taylor and Fayol do not have contradictions or tensions. Although they have differences. But differences are due to their focus in organization. That which problems they want to solve. which problems they want to solve, and their own experiences in organization. Their own experiences in organization. Differences are also due to the two different environment faced by Taylor and Fayol. Taylor faced US environment, which was rapidly undergoing changes due to industrial revolution, and Fayol faced a stable environment in France, that already industrial revolution reaching towards its end. Fayol also in one such conference opined that there is no contradiction between his and Taylor's principles. Therefore, both were contemporary to each other, and they focus on physical side of the organization. Hence, even if they differ in terms of their focus, but they have more similarity than differences. That's why they belong to the same school of thought. Known as classical approach. The similarities are as follows. First, formal, structural, mechanical approach. Next, finding out the best principles and techniques. Hence, universalistic approach. Next, achieving rationality, objectivity, and predictability. Rationality, objectivity, and predictability in organization. Next, considering formal structural side as most important for achieving efficiency, productivity. And hence their concerns were same in terms of solving the problems of organization. By focusing on structural side of organization. Although they differ in terms of their focus. And hence they can be described as complement to each other. Complement to each other. Establishing a strong foundation for science of administration. Science of administration. So this is what we can conclude on comparison.
Contact us to avail the combo offer of General Studies and Public Administration optional with 20% discount.